Tonight is special to me because I am a survivor. On the table in the back, you'll see some brochure that a young lady, she was molested by her nanny. And I reached out to her and she sent out some materials so y'all can have them to share. My name is Gertha and this is my journey. My journey started in Lewis Yard, Freeport. I stayed with my aunt, and my aunt always told me, little girls don't play with little boys. So one day me and this little girl, we was playing, and this little boy came up to us, and he took down his pants, and he's like, here, see. So I'm like, what? I said, no. My auntie tells me we don't play with boys. So he still kept bringing it at me, and I seen a broken glass, and I sliced him. And as I sliced him, he held it in his hand and started running to his parents. So I ran home. I told my auntie what happened. And I got a beating out of this world. My aunt beat me. My uncle beat me. So I'm like, what is going on? I told the truth. I did something that y'all told me not to play with boys. And I played with boys, and I got a beating. I was like, wow. So now, as I got older, we moved to the United States. Well, I moved to Andros with my mom and dad. And my aunt shipped me away. So when I got to Andros, I was like, Daddy, do you know why Auntie sent me back home? He's like, no, why? I was afraid to tell him. So then we moved to the United States. As we moved to the United States, I was a tomboy like Melinda. I had a little brother, and I was hanging out with his friends. I didn't want, I wanted to be under my brother because he was my protector. So there was a deacon, a neighbor, that when we stayed in the Bahamas, he came over. What you doing outside? You can't play with boys. Come in the house, come in the house. So I'm looking at him, so I came in the house. So as I came in the house, he started fondling me. And I'm pushing him away, I'm telling him, stop. I'm screaming out for my brother, he hold my mouth. Then I scream out for my brother, and my brother came inside. He's like, what's going on? He's like, oh, don't pay her no mind, she's nothing wrong with her. So he went back outside. And he kept coming. So one day he came, and as he was trying to, take my pants down, my father walked in. And as my father walked in, he stopped and he's like, and I'm like, I'm frozen. I'm like, oh my God, I'm finna get a beating. I don't know what to do. So that night, my mom came to me, and my mom was talking to me, and she was asking me, what did he do to me? But I was afraid to tell her because I know I was gonna get a beating for telling the truth. So I left that alone, and as I went, I put myself in this little box. It was a dark box, and it didn't stop there. At one time, my sister, older sister, she's rest in peace, I hated her. The reason why I hated her is because I was staying, she had my niece, she was working a shift, her husband was a deadbeat, so I volunteered to watch her while she goes to work. So I became her husband's play toy. As I, stay there with my niece on the bed, he'll come, play with me, touch me. I push him off. He won. He had sex with me. So I got tired of it. So then I went and I told my dad, I said, Daddy, I don't want to live here no more. I don't want to go to my sister. He said, what happened? And I told my daddy, my sister's husband touched me. So he was like, yeah, so they called, had a meeting, everything. She threw him out. 2 weeks later, oh, you was the one that made advance at my husband, you're no good, you're a B, you're this, you're that. I'm like, oh, and now I hated her. Because I told the truth. She didn't believe me, she believed her husband over me. And at one time, then I moved back to my daddy's house. I had an older brother that came in from Haiti. And we was living in a house, and I always wanted to sleep with my little brother because he was my protector. But My big brother had other agenda. And one night he took me, oh no, you can't sleep, you gotta sleep in the room. So I went and I slept in the room by myself. I locked the door. But then I felt the door shaking, shaking, shaking. So he came in there. I wasn't afraid of him because he never did nothing to me before. And he came, he had sex with me. When he did that, there was blood all over the bed. So when my dad came home, my dad thought he brought another woman to the house. He started complaining to my dad, to my mom, because he's not my father's child. And telling my dad was arguing with my mom, you know, he's disrespectful, how you gonna come in my bed and do this and that, and I'm just standing there, I'm like, in my heart, it's me, but nobody would listen. So I hated myself. I thought I was ugly. I thought I was fat. I thought I didn't look good. I put myself in a box where tonight, Vivian, I can tell her, I apologize because when I moved with her family, I slept with her and I would wet my bed every night. But she never gave up on me. She always, you know, it's okay, don't worry about it, but she didn't know what was going on. And as I was to her house, it was her stepfather that was there. Well, I don't know what he was. And he tried me. He said, are you a virgin? I'm like, yes. Because I didn't know what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean? Did you ever have sex before? I'm like, no. So he tried me, but he didn't succeed. I put on a fight. So through my years, all these things happened to me. So when I had my daughter, me and her had a battle. She always wanted to go sleep to her friend's house. So I kept saying no. She was mad. Oh, you don't never let me go nowhere. You will never let me go nowhere. And I shared my story with Francina. May she rest in peace. And she disclosed to me, this is the reason why I don't let my kids go out, because I was fondled by my mom's friend that used to come to the house. So we looking at each other like, oh my God, is this thing really going on? Because in the Haitian community, you can't, it's like, it's your fault. You know, you did something wrong. You touched somebody, you did it, your bra was probably showing, you know, you promiscuous. So it's like, you know, you can't tell nobody because nobody's going to believe you. So it was a battle for me, you know, I went through a lot. And then recently, Gina, I had another friend of mine that called me on the phone. She was disclosing what happened to her in Haiti. She said, Gertha, I don't know why I'm telling you this. And I'm like, wow. And I had somebody else calling me, telling me they're going through this. So I'm like, Apostle, I don't know what's going on. I reached out to Apostle. I said, Apostle, I think it's time for me to break out this shell. I need to tell my story. I need to be free. I need to be able to know that nothing was wrong with me. I didn't do anything wrong. You know, it's hard when you have children. I'm very protective of my kids and my family kids. And it was a time in my life, like Vivian, Sylvia, Augusta, all of us, we grew up together. I wouldn't let nobody try them, because I didn't want what happened to me happen to them. So it's like I was like a bully, you know? I became a bully in protecting everybody that I love. But I'm a survivor.
Amen.
I know how to talk about it now. I know how to let it go. I had a lot of hatred, you know, for